Hi, Katie. How are ya?
Hi, I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good, thanks. I'm just wondering what brings you in today. Is there anything specific that you want to talk about?
I've just been feeling pretty overwhelmed. Um, I feel like there's a lot going on right now. I just have a lot like on my plate and I just don't know how I'm gonna get it all done. I know that I should be taking care of myself, but I just don't have any time and I feel like it's just dragging me down deeper and deeper.
Yeah, yeah. So it sounds like that you are feeling a little bit of pressure. It sounds like that you have a lot going on. What in particular is overwhelming you lately? How are the specifics? What are the specifics of like the main thing that's on your mind that's overwhelming you right now?
It's mostly school. I have a really big assignment that I have to do for one of my classes.
Mhm.
Um, and I have midterms coming up too. And so it just feels like, um, you know, I'm putting so much pressure on myself. I feel like if I don't do well, then everything is just going to fall apart.
Okay, okay. That sounds like a lot to manage, right? And with the pressure, what's running through your mind? What thoughts do you have? What thoughts do you find, yourself coming back to, like regarding all of that pressure and stress?
I just keep thinking that if I don't do well on my assignment and my exams, that I'm going to fail the class. And if that happens, I'm not going to be able to graduate on time. And I just really don't want to disappoint my family. I think that, they're really counting on me to succeed, and I just don't want to fail them.
Okay, yeah, I understand that. It sounds like those beliefs that you have, about your family and graduation are really kind of adding to your stress. Thinking about disappointing your family or delaying graduation, those are pretty heavy beliefs to carry in addition to just the stress of accomplishing those things. What are the impacts that those things are holding on kind of your mind? Like how do they make you feel when you have those beliefs?
I mean, I definitely think that they're making me feel worse. I think they're making me feel even more stressed. Um, but I just can't stop thinking about how I can't let anybody down. And then when I do try to give myself some time and like take time for myself, I just feel super overwhelmed and guilty, like just so guilty.
Mm,
Um, if I try to take any time for myself.
okay. That's understandable. I think it's easy to feel, trapped in that type of thinking. But I'm wondering, is there any way that we can kind of shift those beliefs, into alternative thoughts or beliefs that you could more positively connect with that might support you better during this time versus bringing that guilt onto you?
I mean, I guess I'm here because I really want to do well. I want to graduate and have a career that I'm proud of. I don't have to think about it just as my family, but it's also something that I want.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I I think that that's a really important piece of this conversation, right? Because the goal of graduating and succeeding in your field is something that you want, regardless of what anybody else wants for you. You want those things. So having that feeling and kind of removing the pressure from your family, do you think that that kind of shifts the way that you feel or the beliefs that you have about your situation?
Yeah, I think that it does a little bit. I mean, it makes me definitely feel more motivated because when I'm only focused on not disappointing people, it's just overwhelmingly stressful, you know? But I think of it when I think of it as like this is what I want for myself, it feels a little bit more, I don't know, like exciting and good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like, we've touched on, a really important um, realization or we've come to a good conclusion here that, this path that you're taking is not about meeting anybody else's expectations but yours, right? These are as a college student, these are things that, you signed up for, as a young adult. So with you taking that step on your own, it's more your own expectations that you're living up to at this point. Do you think that at this point you would be able to kind of shift that mindset and hold on to those beliefs more consistently at this point? So that way maybe um they could they could impact you in a more positive way.
Yeah, I think that it would help me to not feel so guilty about like taking breaks, because I'm not going to feel as guilty
Yeah.
about doing that. And so I think it'll be a way that I can like recharge and be able to keep going towards my goal.
Yeah.
Um, and then I guess it might actually help me to perform better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. And so it sounds like it might impact how you approach your studies and self-care by kind of removing those negative feelings and making it more of a positive experience for you to take breaks and really take care of yourself.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
good. Um, and taking care of yourself is a part of being able to achieve what you want to achieve, right? If your cup is not full, there's no way that you can actively and in the best interest of yourself and others fill other people's cups. By seeing your goals as something meaningful to you, um, it might make you feel a little bit more flexible and balanced, you know. How could we brainstorm some steps that you could take to practice self-care, while also keeping that guilty feeling removed, but also keeping that motivation?
I definitely think maybe just taking a little bit of time out of each day to
Hmm.
do something to help me recharge. Even just, going for like a short walk. Like walking is something that usually will help me. Um, so just maybe even walking just a mile a day or um maybe reading a book for 30 minutes, something that will help me to just kind of relax, but also be able to like recharge and maybe ground myself a little bit more and still be able to fill other people's cups, but also making sure that my cup is full as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, that sounds like a perfect, plan, a good first move. By taking time, you're supporting those goals that you want to achieve, right? So maybe if take this next week to start implementing those things, um, those that 10-15 minutes every day or walking a mile every day, and we can check in next week to see how that practice feels for you.
Yeah, I would like that.
Awesome. Great. Okay, well, thanks so much for coming in. I look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, me too. Thank you.
Yep, bye.
Bye.